Hey, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com. Today I want to share with you an uncommon cure for a muddy mix. Now, there are many things that could be contributing to a muddy mix. So if your mix is sounding muddy, it could be any number of things. It could be how the tracks were recorded. It could be how you're EQing them. It could be what tracks you actually recorded, what parts were recorded. So many different variables. But here's one that you might not be thinking of, and it can lead you on a wild goose chase if you don't address it early, and it can be pretty frustrating. And that is this: reverb, as good as it is and as helpful as it can be to a mix, adding fullness and width and thickness and depth to a mix, it can also be a source of muddiness. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is a dry vocal track. The sands of time are sinking. Okay, let's say this is in a mix and we want to add in reverb. So we pull up, this is the Renaissance reverb from Waves and basic hall setting, and we get this. The sands of time are sinking. Okay, it's full, it's lush, but it's pretty muddy. If we listen to the reverb by itself, you can hear that. The sands of time are sinking. So all that stuff below 150, 200 hertz, is just unnecessary. It's muddiness that's just gonna, when added into the guitars and the bass and the drums, is gonna just add more thickness. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna come into your vocal and you're gonna try to EQ it and make it thinner and thinner and thinner to try to get rid of that muddiness, when it's actually the reverb itself. And especially if you're sending some vocal to the reverb, a little bit of guitar, maybe a little bit of the drum sound, suddenly you've got all these different tracks feeding into this reverb and you're not sure what's causing the muddiness. Well, the easiest way to address that is to actually EQ the reverb itself. Now, some reverbs are cool, like the Renaissance reverb lets you has a basic like 2-band shelving EQ, which you can use, and that's what I'll do most of the time. However, it's just as easy to put an EQ plug-in right after the reverb or before. You can decide which one sounds better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the basic stock EQ here, and we're just going to EQ out that muddiness while listening to just the reverb. So I'll hit solo here again. The sands of time are sinking. Maybe just use a high-pass filter, and then maybe a low shelf, just to kind of shelve off and turn down some of those low frequencies. Let's find them and then cut them. The sands of time are sinking. The dawn of heaven breaks. So there's still some warmth there. We haven't cut the warmth entirely, but we have made it sound a lot less. We've made it sound a lot less muddy. Here's the before, and here's the after. We could probably go a little bit higher with this EQ too. So now we have the room sound, we have the top end of the reverb, which is what you're hearing in the mix anyway, without the low end muddying it up. So here it is with the vocal. The sands of time are sinking. The dawn of heaven breaks. That's a quick and easy way to address some muddiness in your mix, and it just takes one EQ move and you're done. Try it on your next mix. If you're having some muddiness in your reverb, this will probably fix it.